This is Market News First. News you can trust.
Saul Albom, Micro Cap Engine, thanks so much for joining us. And we have up on the line, we're going to bring him up, we have Jay Matlock of Longbow Financial, and he is portfolio manager there, specializing in equities and bonds and fixed income also, so all across the board. He's got the speciality, so let's go ahead and bring him on. Jay Matlock, this is Saul Albom, Market News First. How you doing?
Hey, doing great, Saul. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. How's the weather over there?
It's rainy.
Oh, raining. Okay.
Yes, we got an early start to the fall season, I believe, today. So, of course, this is always marked by the Tulsa State Fair as well. So it's always a little bit cooler. It's always a little bit rainier. You want to get out. You want to go get a big greasy corn dog, and you're going to get wet. It's just how it happens here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
That makes sense. It makes sense to me. Well, we have had some market events the last few days, and we've had some home building numbers. We've had GM on a potential of well, they did strike and had some ramifications there. What do you think about these home building numbers that have come out down at their lows? Jay, how do you see this impacting the market?
You know, and actually this morning we saw that as a negative impact, at least at the initial start of the market open around 9 a.m. Eastern time. But the market has since then rebounded pretty quickly. And I think what we're looking at, anytime we have negative news, the first thing you're going to do is see that market kind of head south on us. But what we really got to do is look into these numbers and understand that these are actually coming from August numbers, which is before the FOMC has dropped the rates as they did last week. And so, yes, these are still not good numbers. We'd love to see a rebound or at least a slowing in the descent of bad news coming from home sales. But I think a lot of investors, about 15, 20 minutes into the news, have kind of realized that, this is in the past. We've been expecting low numbers. This is why the Fed did what they did last week in dropping their discount rate by 50 basis points. So I think it's kind of old news. We were kind of expecting that. So I don't see this as a huge market-moving piece going forward. I think what will really be exciting is to look and see what September and what October numbers look like. Some other numbers that came out today that I think has kind of held the market a little bit in check. That's your consumer confidence numbers. They're down a little bit. And as Saul, as you and I both know, being in industry, and both of us, including yourself, have been financial advisors and brokers in this business for a while, we've known that the consumer has kept the economy going in tough times. And so to see that number come down a little bit, I think that's kind of held the market in check, and I think that's kind of why we're floating around the unchanged mark today so far.
Now, GM, with its strike, again, they have lots of employees, the single largest health insurer in the nation. That may have a breaking effect on the economy too. What are your impressions of this, of GM and the strike and the state of GM, or your overall opinion of GM?
Oh, sure, and I think it really comes down to the state of GM. I think it depends on really how long this strike goes on. Right now we're on day 2, and if this thing lasts 1 or 2 weeks, which looks like a lot of Wall Street is expecting, I don't see a significant hurt towards GM. Right now, GM has been very lucky in the fact that they still have a huge inventory with a lot of their vehicles out there. So a 1 to 2 week slowdown is not going to hurt. Now, some of the numbers I'm reading this morning, if you get into 1 month to 2 months, you're talking, Saul, about billions of dollars. So I think if we can keep this under 2 weeks, we're kind of in there. It all comes down to their ability to manage their cash. If you want to know the state of GM, to see their ability to do that during these next 2 weeks to 1 month to 2 months, I think that's going to set your path for what we're going to see out of GM for, what may be the next year if they don't get this resolved very quickly.
Now, I've been picking up on rumors that some of the executives are willing to flirt with bankruptcy so that they can shed a lot of these union and these union commitments. Do you see that as a possibility or a possible tactic, or even going to bankruptcy?
Well, looking at that, I don't think it will get that far yet. And one of the things that has at least driving my mind in that area is the unions aren't as tough or as big as what they used to be many years ago. Not saying that they still don't have the power; they definitely do. But just going in with goodwill, losing your workers. This has been done before. Other companies have filed the bankruptcy and kind of pushed that to escape these clauses. But I hope they don't do it, and I hope it doesn't come time to do that. If they can at least resolve some of these issues over the next couple of weeks, I think GM can escape at least a big portion of this mess and continue on and to do what they've done well. And as you said, they've been a healthcare provider. They need to get back to being a car manufacturer.